Very good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here is a Group Chief Executive Officer at Treasury Consulting and also a venture capitalist. If you have any questions about our trainings, about our Sheetal Academy, about our FNO Learnings Academy, our upcoming commodities exchange, a very recently launched TRFX platform starting 530 rupees per year and much more, you are definitely welcome to WhatsApp as 9818485155. But before I start, I'm extremely pleased to share that our TRFX Academy is live and slowly we are uploading the videos and members able to see the videos very well. It's a learning platform and most of the videos will not come on the YouTube. And it's starting from just 530 rupees per year. So members, most of the people come to me and say that they wanted to be an equity research analyst. And one important thing I'm asking is that, are you comfortable enough as far as the CMA is concerned? Now, the major problem which at least I am facing is that people come to me and they say that what exactly is CMA? What is CMA? CMA stands for Continuous Monitoring Activity. And CMA is the most important tool, I would say, the equity research analyst should understand. In the sense like, I worked in American companies. In American companies and nowadays in Indian setup also, and worldwide there is a department called FP&A, Financial Planning and Analysis. And the one of the most important works of FP&A is to track the company revenue, is to track which customer will give the revenue, which customer will not give the revenue, what are the issues with the invoices, why, how can we resolve these issues. In software companies, the FP&A team works. Are we short of the seats? Are we having more seats? Can we control the cost? And like all these factors, they keep accumulating, and they generally FP&A team reports directly to the CFOs of the company, and they make a financial I would say a kind of presentation which is shortly known as deck, DECK. That is also known as investors deck. Now here they will cover all information about the company, and FP&A is having a department. Basically FP&A is himself is a department, but FP&A is having a separate department whereby few people will only work on, I would say, CMA, continuous monitoring activity. Now, what is that? Is, by the way, not all companies now. To be honest, all companies nowadays are having FP&A department. That is a fact. But many companies who even have FP&A department, they really work on CMA, continuous monitoring activity, because guys, this work requires humongous effort. Effort wise, this work is really tough, to be honest. So what exactly this small department in the CMA do? This small department computes the forecasted financials of that organization, sometimes as a group. Example, I'm just taking a hypothetical example, L&T. L&T is a big group. They are having everything, engineering, IT, whatnot. That department will compute standalone CMA. Example, L&T Infotech for next 3 years, L&T Infrastructure 3 years, L&T Engineering 3 years, and the different companies of L&T. Then they consolidate and they will give a picture of L&T as a whole conglomerate, which includes IT, engineering, infrastructure, and whatnot. So if any investor will come to L&T and say, hey guys, where do you see yourself after 2 years, 3 years? They will say, hold sir, this is where I see myself. There are humongous interpretation issues. Example, This department think that L&T will grow by 5%, but investor think no, 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 no. I don't think. I think L&T will grow by 8%. Or maybe he say L&T will grow by 2%. So these issues are there definitely. So that issues needs to be resolved between that organization and the investor. And CMA is also very important for bank limits also. We understand that debt problem is worldwide. India is not no more an exception in the debt problem. Like a few days ago, I was reading one of the article of the Wall Street Journal, and in this article, it was mentioned that the world would have more than $200 trillion of debt. And I was thinking 200 trillion. First, let's compute how many zeros we have. And I'm thinking, which generation will pay this? Our generation will pay, the next generation will pay, the next to next generation will pay. And how much would be the debt after third generation? 400, 500, maybe 800? Because COVID-19 exposed the whole governments across the globe as far as their so-called profitability is concerned. Now the question is that if you make CMA, continuous monitoring activity, and the companies across the globe always love to have bank limits. They want bank limits. Sometimes non-debt limits, sometimes the debt limits. And to have the bank limits, we need to submit a document which is known as CMA, continuous monitoring activity, to the bank. And that document which we are submitting, on a rolling basis, we need to submit that document to the bank, and we need to make ourselves. I still remember one of the interviews of Cisco founder in 2008. I had just started my career. And somebody in 2008 asked from Cisco founder, and he said that how come in 2008 majority of the companies in the globe crashed or reached to the almost zero level, but Cisco is strongly where it is. How come? He said, I knew the position of the company as at today. It means that he was even aware about the company position even today. And by the way, let me tell you, this looks very easy, but it is not. On paper, people have SAP, Oracle, and many systems, ERP packages, but how optimally they are using these ERP packages, that is also an issue. But CMA is a kind of document which we have to make on the Excel files. Of course, the Excel has to be very good. I don't think there is any reason to even say that Excel knowledge. So all equity analysts, those who are working in different companies, they need to understand the importance of CMA. And all those who would like to be equity analyst, they also need to understand the importance of CMA. Because one thing I would like to say very upfrontly, that few jobs will continue to be even after 20 years. I know that automation would be killing thousands and thousands of jobs. And automation, by the way, is killing thousands and thousands of jobs. Let it be honest. Like, I will like to read something very important for you. In in one of the articles that had published 6th August 2020, I was just clicking that article. It is said that around 400,000, yeah, machines have made jobs obsolete for centuries. The spinning jenny replaced weavers, buttons displaced elevator operators, and internet dropped travel agencies out of business. One study estimates that 400,000 jobs were lost in US factories from 1990 to 2007. 400,000, which is not far from 500,000. And by the way, guys, I have already told you that between 2014 to 2020, about 500,000 jobs already lost in the world of banking. So 500,000 jobs lost in the banking. How much is the latest number of the automation? I don't think I have that number with me. But the moral of the story is that few jobs would remain permanent throughout. Number one is definitely the CFO, CEO, accountant, IT. Few nitty-gritties will change in IT. In finance, equity analyst. Some people call this as business analyst also. But automation will definitely take over his job. I will assure you. Automation will definitely take over his job, in the sense like automation will surely try to have a lot of impact, but definitely not zero. And I'm also sure that 99% of the equity analysts do not even understand how CMA works. This is our introductory video of CMA. CMA requires complete understanding of the financial reports, number one. CMA varies from country to country. Example, India is having different version of CMA, US having different version of CMA, and XYZ having different version of CMA. CMA requires complete understanding of the free cash flow models, like free cash flow to firm, free cash flow to equity, and free cash flow to debt. One of the important things in the CMA is to compute the intrinsic value of the stock, intrinsic value of the ESOP, employee stock option plan. Most important thing is the EPS. One of the most important thing in the CMA is the revealing of the information, which is basic EPS, adjusted EPS, and the diluted EPS. Another important thing is definitely the EBITDA multiples and the various multiples and the various ratios. CMA is more or less like a financial report. The only thing, it is not audited. And how much is the validity of the audit, we know as of now. The latest example is the Wirecard. And I'm sure that many people, those who are watching this video, never heard how exactly CMA works. And that's very important. Treasury Consulting already having a CMA format, which we are revising. It is already very exhaustive and we are making it more exhaustive. And hopefully by end of December, the work would get done, wherein if we punch the information, we get the intrinsic value automatically and a lot of things. But I would like to request all people, those who do not have CMA, they should learn CMA very well, because CMA requires two set of understanding, like a lot I explained. Number one is the financial statement. What you see in financial statement, I already explained. And secondly, the Excel. The Excel of the person has to be very good. He or she should be a very decent. Decent is not beauty. Decent means exceptionally well known about the Excel. Lot of linkages you need to do in the Excel, plus minus, this link, which link is coming, which link to multiply, and all these things you need to understand very well. But CMA is the backbone of equity valuation, that I have to agree, and it is there. Hopefully Treasury Consulting Sheetal Academy, the learning app would be launching the video training on the CMA very soon. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting. You know our WhatsApp 9818485155. In case you have any questions about our video trainings, our audio trainings, our TRFX Academy, which is like an OTT platform, an EduLearn platform basically, our video courses, our FNO learning academies, our TRFX, and any other thing, please do WhatsApp at 9818485155. Have a great time, sir. Thank you.